Is the microphone working? Okay. It looks like it's turned on, I think. Not entirely sure. You can see, yeah, you can see that. Audio. Oh, the audio reset. Let me turn up the sensitivity. It's still got like 30 seconds of lag, but occasionally it won't have any lag. There we go. Turn up a little bit more. More sensitive, maybe that will help. Okay, that looks good. It's just delayed by 3 seconds. I can't win with this thing. One day there'll be an update and it'll fix itself, but today is not that day. Alright, I got my chat up. I got, what do I do? Da, 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 da. I gotta do the, announcements that I'm streaming, which is my least favorite part. It doesn't actually take that long, but it's, I don't know. The effort it takes to post something is quite high for me, unfortunately. I avoid posting at all costs. I don't think I've posted a comic page outside of Patreon for like a year. Just bad. I have like a disappearing like a taskbar, which is just very annoying. Let me let stream know. Let me let Discord know I'm streaming. Let me turn that off. Streaming. It's already 2 a.m. I think. No, it's only 1 a.m. So I'll be streaming for a couple hours, I think. Why is the— oh, that's my YouTube banner. That's why it shows that old Vox art as a thumbnail. Interesting. I might change my banner then because well, it's not too bad. Now that I know where it's coming from. I'll let the podcast chat also know. I'm streaming for a bit. Bum 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 bum. I'll also talk a little bit so that I'm not just rude. Alright, let me turn off my Discord because that activates my taskbar. That is really annoying. I got Nitro recently, which is a complete waste of money, but since I'm technically running a studio, it makes it just 5% easier to share files around. But I in principle, I hate it. Damn capitalism to hell. Alright, just gonna throw it up on Patreon and probably Twitter and Blue Sky. Da, 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 da. As quick as possible. I am loving having 2 separate Discord browsers for like the business and like my personal accounts. It does make things easier. It's a little less on the mental load. Streaming, murder, media, animatic. I guess I'll use the term for their human forms, even though it's not technically murder media, but it's like, it's still, what's the word? They're still like their human bodies, I guess. And then just Twitter, I think. I wanted to read some 1930s queer theory for Alistair to I wouldn't say they're outdated views, but he might have some outdated terminology. I think queer spaces are always pretty progressive in general. It's just the terminology that changes. Bum, bum, bum. But asexuality is a word since the 70s, so that's not really an excuse for why he doesn't know what asexuality is, but you know, I guess it's just not something that was relevant to the show, so it was just easy to hand wave it away. But that's fine. I don't worry about it. Streaming. And then blue sky. And then we'll be done. I've sort of stopped using Instagram. I know it's not a terrible platform for me. Maybe I might make merch posts on it, but in general, I've stopped using it. I did post. I'll post some shorts there. I haven't been posting shorts because, basically, hello, Dude Ming. I haven't been posting shorts because I've just been too busy. It's too busy, and a combination of like I don't have an Angel Dust plushie, and I just didn't have time to make like an Angel Dust like PNG tuber to play with the shorts with. So I just didn't make any shorts for the Angel Dust episodes, and let's get started. I think I can move this along a bit. So I didn't have any assets to make shorts for the Angel Dust episodes. But I will get, man, I wish I could like take a break. Cause I don't physically have time to do everything. I don't physically have time to make an entire animatic, but you know, I wanted to, so I justified it to myself. This is quite a fun one. This might look very messy because I'm trying to keep Alistair's proportions consistent as possible. I'm not gonna be too hard on myself. Because like shit's hard and it's an animatic that I have to make very quickly. But this might be quite a messy page. I do have a turnaround for Alistair. Not the best ever. Oh. This is one of my favorite panels, I think. It's like a little, to me it's like a little sketch comic that is too involved. He's getting a little close on this scene. This is when he threatens to eat Vox. I give him his mustache in this animatic for funsies. Cause it's just a disguise. Maybe it would be funny if Vox like commented on it. He's like, he doesn't comment on it in the episode because I didn't think I would make him have a mustache. Everyone's been working so hard since the project came out. You all deserve a vacation. We would love a vacation, probably. Well, yeah, mainly me and the editors do the brunt of the work. The voice actors work 2 days a month, although it is kind of exhausting. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, they're not pulling their weight, because I know voice acting is exhausting, and I kind of feel it in them, how exhausted they get during the sessions. I may probably just break those down into 2 shorter sessions over the weekends, maybe, so that I can maybe ask more of them at the same time, as because I feel like I haven't been as strict with them as maybe I should be. Not too nice to them. Useful has said this too. Useful also thinks I'm too nice to the voice actors. Useful wants to come and voice direct, so he can be mean to them. Get the noises out that we need. But yeah, but mostly me and the editors work the most, I think, in terms of hours. Which sucks because we're also paid the least. Don't tell anyone that. Good voice actors are very expensive. Oh no, I accidentally erased his lippy. There you go. I'm hoping since we have Cell now, instead of, I can go back to shorts and I can start rebuilding the project with Cell. So everything should be kind of going in the right direction, I hope. His ears are like below his mouth in the reference that I'm using. But yeah. Apollo's not staying on. He wants, well, he would stay on, but we can't, like, afford him. Apollo's just, helping us out for an episode. But I do have a friend who's willing to do the editing for me as well. So we'll meet her in a bit. I was thinking maybe of giving her a test episode, but I don't think there's time to give her a test episode. She's just gonna have to hit the ground running, unfortunately. Why is his hair so fluffy? So that's where the podcast is at the moment. I did a little early writing for the next episode because I was like really, what's that word? Anxious. I was like super anxious about it. I was like, okay, I have like a very specific theme that the episode has to hit. Which I think it does. Yeah, yeah, I think it hits the theme really well. But I was just so anxious. When I have to do something very specific, it's like, is this actually possible? So I have to work on it to make sure it's possible before I commit myself to it. Which is funny because I don't know why I thought an animatic would be possible. This episode might be a little late, but it's fine. As long as I'm working diligently on it, I think it might be fine. The editor kind of started late on it too, so we might finish around the same time, to be honest. Apollo is like a real editor. he does like music and like works. I don't know if he works for TV, but he does like professional projects. Yeah, a lot of people like offer to help out for free, but like it's just too much work to be expected to do this for free. Like I wouldn't be doing it for free, I don't think. Useful would. But I hope he appreciates the little bit of income though. I'm sure he does. No, not useful, sorry. Sorry, I got Tilted and Useful confused a little bit. But Tilted's told me he would do it for free. But, like, I wouldn't make him do it for free, you know? He literally had to pray before this episode that I'm drawing the art for, he had to like leave the room and pray for a minute. That tells you anything. That's sweet. Yeah. He's very sweet. But again, I wouldn't force anyone to. Although the pay's not great. It's actually shit. But I wouldn't force anyone to do it for free. Or like ask them to. Someone offered to do merch for free as well. I'm just like, listen, I can do it. I just need time. Like, if all my editors quit tomorrow, I think I would still keep working on it, but I'd probably have to do the editing myself. But they haven't quit yet, so it's fine. I'm sure. Select. I'll make his head a little less long. I won't resize it much because I'm not entirely sure how big it should be. Let's finish Vincent up. Check my references. I'm using his crazy hairstyle. He doesn't actually have a widow's peak, but he feels like he should have a widow's peak. I don't know. Well, I don't think I've drawn it in any other drawing, so I'll just cut it across. Widow's Peak Trooper. Hot take. Let me move Vincent to another layer so that I can have more freedom. Playing around with him. Bones also offered for free. But again, I would not. Especially with deadlines. Like, YouTube deadlines are crazy. Like, we kind of vaguely promised 2 episodes a month. Which is, again, fucking ridiculous. Maybe it wasn't supposed to be too bad, because I was supposed to just reuse the artwork and stuff like that, but there's something wrong in my brain. And I just can't let sleeping dogs lie. So I have been like making new art for like every episode and like stuff like that, and just like I should not be doing that. But you know, I can't help it. Oh, why am I drawing a fucking animatic? But I do have a commission to do, but it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. It'll all be okay. I gotta keep that annoying circle for a minute because that's a different frame. I'm hoping that this animatic will just get like slightly worse as it goes on until they're just like stick figures. I think that would be kind of funny. Like if it has to be that way, I wouldn't mind. But you know, I'll keep drawing as much as I can until I reach the absolute end of the rope on that one. I'm gonna play with Alistair's hand a bit. Someone has very strong widow's peak I endorse. I don't think I have one. Let me check. I don't look at myself in the mirror much. Okay, I think I have one. Yeah, it looks like I have one. It's very light though. It almost looks like I don't have one. I think not having the widow peak, I think feels like a very American thing to not have. I want him to like be leaning over slightly. Stupid bow tie. It's so big he looks like a clown. Which is probably why Alistair is into it. Just kidding. But you know, Alistair has funny tastes. That'd be a good April Fool's thing. Probably too soon though. My old short-term memory has come up against me. What's the April Fool's idea? Sorry. I don't remember. I probably said it. Let me think. No. I don't know. For April Fool's, we're gonna try and do something, but it's probably gonna be late for April's. It'll be more like a, oh no, I'm drawing this on the wrong layer. That's the problem with having all this mess everywhere. Just very carefully try to extract this. Like diffusing a bomb. Okay, hopefully that's everything. Oh, I'll put this in a different color. Maybe that will help. Not really, the black is too heavy. Turn these off. I really like that Vincent. I think that's a good proportion. Let me make Alice's proportions match that Vincent. The animatic getting worse. Oh yeah. I don't know if I'll finish before April 1st though. I don't know, not sure. I'll definitely like all the other episodes, I think I'll try to keep on schedule. And this will be posted as soon as possible. Even tiny little hands. And little baby hands. This is fine. Too close to the sun on this one. What is that? It's probably like an old version of Vincent's cheek, I think. Barely tell what's going on. It's a good frame. Thank you. Yeah, it's pretty good drawing, I think. I don't have like, because I don't have the physical like episode, I can't time anything else, time anything out. So I'm literally just sort of winging frames I'll think I'll need. And then when I have the audio, then I will like put the frames to the timing, if that makes sense. But I can't time it out yet, so I'm just drawing everything in. And then I'll time it out at the end. Alistair is like literally a demon. Like, would you survive this situationship? Kind of storyboarding. Yeah, exactly. A little more. I have it kind of thumbnailed out in my head, kind of what I want to do. So I'm just like drawing in what my mind already sees. And then I'll move you in here for a minute. You can be together. I'll put you underneath. Hold on. What should I do? I'll copy it. I'll like put it over here for a second. Turn Alistair off. Actually, turn both of these off. And then I can use that Vincent as a reference for this Vincent. Wherever that is. Why is it all the way over there? Okay, well, anyway, I'll use this Vincent as a reference for this Vincent. Putting the chin in. This bow tie. Just use some basic features to help me like place his features in. Is his nose just a line when he's facing the front? Oh, it is. That's pretty funny. It's got a little checker, a little check here for the nose bit. I wonder, do they still have this shark mouth? Dubious. Oh, he has it in one frame. I guess it kind of comes and goes. I'll give him his shark mouth here though. He's being a little naughty. Erase this out. I think his neck's a little too skinny. Oops. I think in general, I draw their heads too narrow as a general rule. Not that I'm trying to. I think it's just like, I wouldn't say a style, but just like a natural inclination. Which, you know, is perceived by other people as a style, perhaps. I don't think too much about, well, I do think a lot about style, but mostly how I'm not very good at finding one. I'm a very right-brained person. I don't have any left brain in me. If I want to be creative, I have to like steal a dead guy's work and then build off of that. Which is... And then I get kind of annoyed, because then when I have like an original idea, I'm like, damn, this would be so much better if like a dead person had done this first and then I could just copy them. But you know... Unfortunately, not all my ideas can be done better 60 years ago. But I like the idea of having influences. It makes me feel like people with influences have like really refined like artistic merit, I guess. It's like if there's like a concept in writing that you have to like read a lot to be a good writer, which people argue about, but you know, in general it's sort of like it's sort of like you've got to like at least read in your niche or like your genre to like know what's been done before kind of thing. And which is kind of sad because it's like it makes me kind of sad that's the sort of the way it has to be for like authors mainly. You can't have an original idea, or maybe if you have an original idea but you're not popular enough for that to be like known as your idea, then it's like it's a tough break. Kind of like Harry Potter, like there's a lot of discussion about how there were like better Harry Potters before Harry Potter came out, and like, you know, from people that have genuine artistic merit. So it's really sad. So sad. It's like it's not like enough to be the first. You have to be the most popular at the same time. And I guess that's why taking inspiration from like old media is comforting in a way, because it's like you're not trying to prove anything to anyone. You're just having fun with like playing with someone else's idea, which is like basically what fandoms are basically. Yeah, there's a crazy box from the front. That's a little too different. I love reading about forgotten authors and artists. People that disappeared are always interesting too. I often sometimes think about when I disappear from the internet. Are people gonna remember me? Are people gonna look at my stuff? And I know I just deleted all my streams in January. But it's still like something to think about. It's like, have I like, if I'm remembered, like what will I be remembered for? And also, is that even like worth remembering in a way? Like what have I done? I feel like too ignored in my current era to like think that I will be remembered for anything in specific. Maybe by friends, of course. Funny enough, like I do have some genuine fans. Mostly from when I was a smaller artist, which is kind of weird. It's kind of weird how I had like more diehard fans like form. Maybe it's like a parasocial thing. Like when I was a smaller artist, I could spend more time with my fans, and they developed like a deeper parasocial like affection for me. And I do genuinely like see most of my early fans as like friends, if they've interacted with me enough. So I guess that's like parasocialism. I did notice that Vincent's nose gets smaller when his mouth gets bigger, but I think my issue here is that I gave him big mouth and big eyes, which is just pushing his forehead up too much, I think. Let's get rid of this. Actually, I don't need to do that. Just use the eraser. I went on call with like one of those quote-unquote early fans earlier today. We had a nice little hangout. We read some Homestuck, which I'm getting into Homestuck. Well, it's hard to say. I'm not like into Homestuck, but I appreciate Homestuck as like a very well written and funny and interesting and well designed piece of media. I would say I'm a fan because I feel like to be a fan, I would have to like draw fan art and stuff. But I don't really feel like I want to draw fan art, mostly because all the characters are like little children. So I personally don't feel like a fan because I don't really want to draw little kids. If I was also 13, I think I would have like really been into Homestuck while Homestuck was coming out. But I was too busy being abused by my parents and my school to get into Homestuck, unfortunately. I was really casually into Homestuck when I was way too young, and I was scared off by the adults at the time. Oh no! Were there genuinely adults in the fandom? That fucking sucks. Cause like the way I imagine it is I imagine it like all the kids are 13, all the fans are 13, and everyone is in this symbiotic community of 13-year-olds. So that kind of sucks to hear about there being adults in the fandom already. That's such a... That kind of sucks. I don't think it was supposed to be a kids media, but still, you know. If it was possible to like only like have certain age demographics in a place, I think that would be nice. Unfortunately, I don't think that's possible on the internet, for better or worse, mostly for worse. I was like in 2012 too, so a 13-year-old in 2012 would have been born in 99? 7, 8, 9. I was the right age, give or take. I think years are like more dramatic when you're younger, so I probably might have been too old. Yeah, I probably might have been. I might have been too old. Because those years when you're like very young are like really important. Like when you're young, you can be like 1 year removed from someone, and it'd be like a really big difference. And then when you're old, it's like not different at all. Especially in the 90s, when technology was progressing. I remember having a dial-up computer. Those were the days. That's probably why I like the Amazing Digital Circus. I remember those old digital days. When things were simple and I was just replaying Jonas Brothers songs on an early YouTube over and over and over and over again. I thought you were guessing my age. Oh, okay, no. I was thinking about like 13-year-olds in general. No, I wasn't. I don't like prying into people's lives. I don't ask people their birthdays. I don't want people to know my birthday either. I have a small bit of like anxiety disorder maybe, and I feel like if I give someone my birth date and my age, they're gonna open a credit card and then I'll be like fucked. Because it really is that easy. Hi Mel, say Cellophane, hi chat, I'm working, very busy at the moment, also not getting notifications for streams. I think YouTube, I got like a copyright strike in my last stream and 2 streams ago before that. So I think YouTube is just mad at me, unfortunately. I don't have enough, what's the word? My analytics are pretty shit, so they're not sending my streams out to my viewers or anything. Unfortunately. You got a notification, yeah. Only my biggest fans. Unfortunately, Cellophane, you're not my biggest fan anymore. So YouTube has decided you don't get the notifications. Oh, so sad. Gotta step up your game. Cellophane also is gonna be joining us as an editor. Perhaps, maybe. I haven't like made it official yet, but we'll see. I do need an editor. But I'm also mostly I'm scared because I don't think I'm very good to work with. I don't think I'm like a I'm not like I don't know if I'm mean, but I feel like I'm very stressy. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm like a like no one's quit yet, but I'm sure people have been close for sure. Just like, ooh, I don't want to ruin our friendship. I'm a little hesitant. But we'll see. Like vaguely changing his design, I suppose. So yeah, so we've talked about the stealing stuff from dead people, dying, leaving a legacy. Have you guys been watching the Animatic Digital Circus? Cause like I love it, but also I feel like what the hell, like Goose, why are you cutting it so short when you like didn't need to? There's no reason to. It just feels like nothing happened for the first couple episodes, and then they're just rushing to a conclusion. I don't think I agree with that. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I agree with the pacing decision here. Could have had multiple seasons. It could have had one season and just used the early episodes better. Is that kind of like is that kind of mean? I just feel like they could have like I think they spent too long on things that didn't matter or that they weren't gonna develop at all. It's like, okay, you gave Pomni one trauma in the first episode, and then we spent what the next 7 episodes fucking around. We had like a couple discussions that were like, I don't know, like I don't feel like things happened at the right time, in the right order, in the right intensity maybe. I feel like they could have done it in a short time period, I think. But I think they didn't have the skill to, so they should have just done it over a longer period of time, I think. I think that would have been better. Like either have like a really solid plan for the 8 episodes that you want to do, or do it over a longer period of time. Like don't try to do both. Could have paced it better. Yeah, like another animated musical. Hazbin Hotel has an excuse. For the record, Hazbin Hotel was on the schedule of a multi-million-dollar company. They were kind of forced, like I feel like they were getting like a little bit cucked in a way. Like they didn't know that they were gonna get more than one season. So they were kind of like forced to cram everything they could possibly cram in the first season. And then like, okay, I don't think they expanded on things in season 2 very well. But I do acknowledge that there were like circumstances outside of Hazbin Hotel's control. But like, come on. There was nothing stopping Gooseworks from just being like, oh, okay, we're gonna have like 30 seasons now. Unless it's legitimately like Goose hates the fandom that much, which I've heard is possible, but also like, come on. It's like, it's so easy. Like I don't see any the Amazing Digital Circus fans. I know it's different for the creator because like they come to you, really. But I feel like you can just mute your own show tag or something. I don't know. I feel like there are ways to avoid your own fandom. Doesn't like Toby Fox not come online or anything? I don't know. Andrew Hussey's disappeared off the face of the planet. I love the way Andrew Hussey writes. I love it. Like, so I write Vox like how Andrew Hussey writes his characters. Which is not intentional, but I kind of noticed that. As I've been reading Homestuck, I've kind of noticed that I kind of have Andrew Hussey's humor. I just don't have his repertoire of references. I feel like I could have written Homestuck. if I was like 10 years older and like I don't know, twice as like worldly, maybe. Toby Fox moves to Japan, and people say it's because he hates the American fandom. Doesn't he like pretend he doesn't speak English or something? Or maybe I'm misinterpreting something. That's what I've heard something similar. I don't know. Or like he pretends to he talks like someone who doesn't speak English or something like that. Like he talks like a Japanese like a game developer who doesn't really speak English, which is hilarious. But I'm sure he does speak English. Like, I think that's just a silly thing, obviously. But moving to Japan, like, ooh, that's fun. You must need a lot of money to just move to Japan without like a quote unquote reason. Like because like you need to like get through security and stuff, and usually you need a job or a wife for that, unless you married someone in Japan maybe that we don't know about. Select. In some countries you can purchase property and be allowed in the country that way. My dad was allowed in America on a work visa from a company that he purchased from an American, so that technically counted. Good for him. Moved there in the 2010s. Maybe it was laxer in the 2010s. Or maybe it was less lax. I don't know. Maybe I'm lying. Don't know. I need to find that shade of blue I use. Let me just close this for a second. This is funny. Let me show you this one. I'm gonna have a Vox be walking, and then he's gonna like switch to this frame, and then he's just gonna like throw Alistair doop into the pew like this. Doop. Do you see that? Doop. Yeah, that was Corvid's idea. Cause when I wrote it, I was imagining like Vox like throwing Alistair over his shoulder, but then Corvid's, my sensitivity reader, who makes sure nothing is too crazy, they said that they imagined Vox Bridal carrying him, and I was like, actually that's really cute. So I was like, okay, Vox Bridal carries Alistair into a church. Somehow not the gayest thing that happens in this episode. Doop, doop. Anyway, enough of that. Even this probably not the gayest thing that happens in this episode. Let's move him back. Is it this one? Wait. I wasn't playing with that, was I? Did I play with it at all? I don't remember. I think I was playing with it. I'll keep the new one and delete the old one. Can't trust myself. That's cute. Thank you. Thank you. me save in a minute. Up. Left. Okay, that's close enough. Delete the old one. Just so I don't get confused. All of these layers are off. Wait a minute. What did I just delete? Okay, that is layer 11. Oh, what are these then? Oh, okay, that was something else. Never mind. I wanted to do Alistair doing like a little crazy pose. I should name these before I get confused. Let's do Alistair M for a word I won't say on stream. Move that over here. Get rid of that for a second. This is Vox 1. I can play with that for different expressions. I'll keep him for a minute though, just to have something for Alistair to bounce off of. That's crazy, Alistair. Where's my first Alistair frame? This one. I wanted to have one of the Alistairs be just a little. He's just been thrown into the seat, so he's a little off kilter. It's quite a long conversation. I could have a Vox getting into the pew thing. Just like his crotch. He's just sort of sliding in before he sits down. So that it just doesn't just randomly appear, you know? The next episode is kind of nice, I think. Just gonna do some normal stuff, and then it gets a little heated, as it usually does. And Alistair loses all his fucking patience and marbles. When I say next episode, I'm like the next episode I'm writing. You guys haven't even seen the episode I wrote a month ago. Well, that's just how YouTube works. Have this little guy slide in. Helps me see it by giving it a little white outline. Bum, bum, bum. Favorite The Amazing Digital Circus character? Chat, let me know. Because I really like all of them. I don't even hate Jax. Not rude. Well, Jax is a lot like Alistair, although he's a little less interesting. Like, we don't really know much about him, really. But he just has, like, kind of like Alistair, like, a character arc, sort of. There's so many similarities, like... Part of me is like... did Goose want to write Tasman Hotel? I'm just kidding. But there are, like, a striking amount of similarities. Although I landed hours ago from my plane trip and passed out, but seeing Alistair bridal style like that revived me from jet lag. Hell yeah. I did credit you for the idea of Alistair bridal carrying in chat while I was sharing that scene. Just Alistair throwing him into the pews. Hello. So, wait, are you in America or are you in the UK? I don't remember. Or somewhere in between. That's what I always tell people. People are like, oh, I've gotta fly all the way to Europe to see my boyfriend. I'm just like, you can just meet halfway somewhere interesting, right? A friend with a boyfriend in Cyprus, but this friend lives in Alaska, and I'm like, you could not pick two more opposite sides of the planet than Alaska and Cyprus. Also, I can see the appeal of living in Alaska and being like, oh, I'm gonna marry the first Cypressan who talks to me on the internet. I'm just kidding. Just because I would do that doesn't mean other people would do that. Hell, I'd still marry a Cypressan, even not being in Alaska. That's probably not what they're called, by the way. Just saying, just putting that out there. My mom actually has a Cyprus passport. I think they're calling it like the genocide air base now or something. But yeah. Relations aren't good. Nor should they be. I think every country should abandon the UK. With post-haste. I'm in America for a business meeting right now, and I'm just not in Louisiana. I'm just not in Louisiana. Very sad, but I'm really going back. I see. Where's like your official home? Or do you just like, it's random, whatever you feel like at the moment? But wow, like having a real job that you have to like go to meetings in like different places. That's always been like a crazy cool thing to me. Like the jobs that the protagonists of like Hallmark Christmas movies have. You know, when they're big jet setters, they have to always go places. And then they get disillusioned with capitalism and choose to live in a tiny little Christmas cottage in the middle of nowhere. That's my ideal life. I want the CEO job, and I want the Christmas cottage at the end with the Christmas tree farmer. 2 official homes, yeah, that makes more sense. I'm not allowed to live in America, so I don't have the skills. I'm stuck here forever. Well, you know, unless, you know, do like a queer platonic marriage, but it's for passport. Anyway, that's Vox again. I'll keep his skinny little waist there as a moral support. I want the CEO job also. CEO of Vox skinny makes a lot of sense. I never said. What did I? Yeah, I probably did. I don't feel like I have any real like parallels with Vox. I'm a bit of a go-getter, I think. But I don't really like have any issues. I'm not trying to kill anyone. Well, you know, unless, well, if Keir Steinmer like appeared at my front door, maybe. But I don't know. I don't have any like murderous ambitions. I am like a little jealous of Vivzy Pop, but that's mostly because she's much older than me, and she was like Vivzy Pop and Gooseworks were like on the internet at the right time to get famous. So I'm like a little bit jealous that I just wasn't on the internet at the right time to like capture like the audience that they have. But like that's I wouldn't really I would kill them over it. I do acknowledge that envy. I just wish I was in the right place at the right time, you know? Yeah, then I'll live. Also, but I do also think that, like, it wasn't, like, my time either, you know? Like, if I was given the right time, I would have probably just ruined it. I would have gotten into, like, a Twitter drama and blown up my entire career anyway. So, like, no, like, real love lost. I haven't tried to offer anyone either, but I still have Alistair parallels. Alistair's like a bit of a... I don't have anything kind to say about Alistair. He's a bit of like a... He's kind of like... He's not pathetic. He's not pathetic. But he does cause his own misery a little bit, in my opinion. With his hubrises, which is fine. You need hubris to have an interesting character. Oh, my phone died. Let me just plug that in real quick. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. I'd say I'll charge the other one instead. I got a new phone, because my other one was dying, but I never changed the SIM, and my new phone doesn't have a headphone port, so I've been using my old phone as though I haven't even bought a new phone, unfortunately. But I will eventually have to move to my new phone because my old phone is dying. It does that thing where it like presses the screen for you when you're not trying to. There's no right time to get famous, so get your dream job. I learned that. Also, a lot of animators were middle-aged when they started working in the field. I probably told this story before, but when I was a kid, I assumed that all animators had already died by the time the movie came out. Part of that is probably because I think at the beginning of Beauty and the Beast, isn't there an in memorandum or something? That probably convinced me that, oh, if I got into animation, I would make one movie and then I'd run out of time and like be dead already. I was probably like 6 years old though. But I was already thinking about death at 6 years old. Time waits for no one. Also, of course, you don't have anything nice to say, Vox Kenny. Very true. That was a good one. That was a good one. I give that a 10 out of 10. That was really good. He's very pretty. Can I say that? I don't know if that's enough to Kenny a character, though. Just kind of looking like them. Because I kind of look like Ragatha. Also, I do kind of Kenny Ragatha, though. Not that I want to, but just that I'm also kind. People hate me. So, and I have red hair. So I guess I'm automatically a ragamuffin due to autism. Unfortunate circumstances. Maybe I'm not, I don't know. Like, Ragapha's not like the nicest person ever, so I'm like, and I'm also not like the nicest person ever, so like, I think I'm unfortunately a ragamuffin. Everyone hates her, but you know, everyone hates me, so it's gonna do. We don't choose this life. The kitty chooses you. I always cried at the end memory at the end of movies. I think the Beauty and the Beast one is in the beginning, but I could be wrong. I always cried at the beginning at the end memory. Yeah, especially when sometimes it's like a dog or something, but usually it's like a genuine person. Yeah, it's sad. Especially because it also means that they didn't get to see the movie finished. That breaks my heart. Maybe they saw a test screening. I don't know. I want to do like a test animatic of like my OC project and just throw it up on the channel and see what people think of it. This is hilarious. I did the body first and then the head is just like a circle with eyes on it. Anyway, drawing that in now. I'm gonna keep my voice down a little bit because my aunt usually isn't home. She's a live-in carer, so she like lives where she's working. But she's home for a couple weeks. So I gotta be a little more quiet, streaming-wise. Raghav has that problem where sometimes her honesty and niceness come across as being ingenuine and too harshly honest to some people when you weren't trying to be, so I get it. Yeah, I'm like growing up, I was always called like a very honest person. And I think they would say it in the same way that you would call a child like a good lawyer kind of thing. So I don't know if my honesty was really appreciated. But then so I had like this attachment to like being an honest person, and then I would like be accused of like lying in like random ways and stuff, and that would always like really piss me off. I think it's quite common for autistic people to be accused of lying, though. Just like we don't like feel or like display emotions correctly. I would say we feel emotions correctly, we just don't display emotions correctly, maybe. Unless you're like very good at masking. And I like really was good at masking. But I don't know. I feel like I was really good at masking. I was great at masking, and then I like researched asexuality and realized I was like definitely autistic. And then like the idea of masking felt so overwhelming and like exhausting. Like exhausting just thinking about it. And I was like, I'm never getting employed again, apparently, and I never was. I feel like I had like one interview all of last year, unfortunately. But I have this now, and like I don't have much rent because I live with my parents, but like I still pay rent, so it's I can't like afford nice things or anything. But I do live. I am alive. And like I can pay my rent with like my Patreons. But I just need a little more to like pay other people correctly, right? I'm like in a weird in-between zone where like I can barely make my rent, but like it comes at the cost of like not being able to pay other people what they're really worth, you know? So I do still want the Patreon to grow as much as possible. Were you good at masking, or was it because people misdiagnose anybody who isn't born a cishet white guy with all the autism stereotypes? People misdiagnose anybody who... Sorry, I can't... Let me reread that. Why are you good at masking? Or was it just because people misdiagnose anybody who isn't born a cishet white guy with all the autism stereotypes? Oh, you mean like people just didn't think I was autistic because I wasn't a cishet white man? I think that's what you mean. Which is that could be true. There's like this thing where like you can either have like the happy masking autism or like the sad, or like not sad, but like the maybe like the stoned face kind of like I haven't like researched it very much, but like I feel like there's maybe it's like a meme or something. But I think Ragatha has like the happy autism like masking select. And like I had the happy autism masking as well. So that's also another thing that I think Ragatha and I unfortunately share. You know, I fucking hate Pomni. Well, okay, I don't hate Pomni, but I do think it's not talked about enough that Pomni literally tells Ragatha that she can be like more honest and stuff, and then immediately like sort of gets mad at her or whatever. I don't remember the exact specifics. When Ragatha like goes off on Jax. Oh, she's like, you don't have to be nice all the time or something. And then she's like, and then she like gives Jax like the smallest pushback in the fucking world, and Pomni is like, ooh. Just fucking hate Pomni for that. You know, actually, yeah, I think I hate Pomni. I don't think she has any personality, and like the only personality she has is just justifying a man's actions at the cost of like all the women around her. Like, I don't know, kind of. Actually, you know what? Fuck Pomni. I hate Pomni. Nah. She's worse. She's worse than Charlie. Like, there's nothing wrong with Charlie. There's something wrong with Pomni, in my opinion. I think Ragatha should hate Pomni. I think Ragatha should end her rivalry with Jax and start hating Pomni instead. For being such a fucking snake. Pomni was like, be honest. It's not like that's too far. Oh, sorry. Be honest. No, not like that. That's too far. And like that was fucking nothing. That was like the nicest blowout in the entire fucking world. Fuck Pomni. Like, who's writing this? She low-key has character flaw Charlie thing going on. I don't know what you mean. Do you think you could explain that? Like, Charlie kind of has like the Ragatha thing going on, I feel like. Like, Charlie doesn't like justify other people's bad behavior in any way, I don't think. Like, if she did, I think Angel Dust would kill himself. Like, could you fucking imagine if Charlie Morningstar was Pomni? Alistair would kill himself. Angel Dust would kill himself. Like, she would like be going to all their like horrible abusers and being like, oh, it's fine. They were nice to me, you know, that kind of thing. Ugh. Ugh. I can't. Ugh. Well, if Pomni was the princess of hell, I think I think there would be some issues. Maybe I guess it would be interesting if you had a character. But I feel like there's already so many characters in Husband Hotel that like justify like bad things. I feel like you wouldn't want the main character doing that as well. You know, actually, Charlie Loki does kind of suck up to Valentino and Vox way too much. I know it's like it's a character flaw that she was kind of like baited into interacting with Vox in season 2. But actually that was kind of a shitty thing to do. And I'm surprised Alistair didn't blow up at her either. Because I feel like Alistair has more cause to blow up at Charlie over hanging out with Valentino than Angel does. And if there was like time to like develop the story in any meaningful way, then Alistair probably would have like confided in Charlie about Vox by then if there was like more than 8 episodes in season 1. I still think Velvet should have been like someone's ex, like if not Charlie's and like Vaggy's or something, because she feels so left out to be such a huge part of both Angel Dust and Alice's storyline, and just to have like no relation to anything going on whatsoever. Maybe in the version of the story where Vaggy was a sinner, maybe Velvet and Vaggy could have dated while they were alive, maybe? Because they both died very recently. But unfortunately, I guess either that never existed, because I'm an insane person, or it would just like wasn't feasible to do that with the Fallen Angel storyline, because Vaggy was still a sinner in 2019. According to tweets that Vibsy Pop has made. It's possible she was lying the entire time, but other people like around me feel like she wasn't lying about Vaggy being a sinner. I have such gripes with Velvet, like Viv. Also, hello, Adzi. I have such gripes with Velvet. Like, Viv, you made such a well-thought-out black character, and she's only getting an arc in season 4? Yeah, and she also is apparently getting that arc, and she doesn't have any meaningful relationship with any of the protagonists. So, like, what is she even gonna be doing? For the love of God, let Vaggy and Charlie break up for more than one fucking episode. And let one of them please date Velvet. Give her something to do. Please, I'm begging you. Give Alistair a sex change and make him date Velvet. I don't fucking care at this point. Someone have a meaningful relationship with Velvet. Please. Someone. Anyone. Please. I'm sorry. Maybe that was too far. Val should have been made CEO instead of Val. I think Val was made CEO because of like plot shenanigans with Angel Dust. They're probably gonna wrap up Angel Dust's arc next season, and if they don't, I'm gonna bash my fucking head against the wall. Anyway, that's unrelated though. Come on, you don't drag this out for the entirety of the 4 seasons, please. Veronica and Velvet are my go-to, mainly because I personally want Alistair to be a femme-trans man. I don't know, I feel I'm very respectful of canon, and I feel like in canon, Alistair and Vox are just cis guys. I could be wrong, but I just don't see Vibsy Pop doing anything interesting in that direction. So I see Alistair mostly as like a non-binary man. Well, I wouldn't really say, yeah, maybe like sort of like, yeah, maybe like non-binary at the most, I would say. But I do love the idea of him being trans-masculine, or trans-feminine. There's a lot of trans-feminine Vox stans. And I also understand that because I think half of the trans Vox thing is just how fucking insane he is. And I feel like a lot of trans women just emphasize with how fucking insane he's gone from gender dysphoria. I think a lot of that is also to do with like him changing his face a lot, his little TV screen. So I definitely understand where the trans fembox stuff is coming from, 100%. He saw the TV glow, as one of my followers on Twitter said. Veronica X Velvet is a good ship too. Like, Veronica's a pop star and Velvet could have been a social media manager before she was an overlord or something. I don't know if they're gonna mix up Has-Been and Hoover too much though. They're probably gonna have like a special or something, and then like a Uncle Grandpa kind of thing, and then just abandon it. Trans femme box fan, yeah, I definitely, yeah, I do like it, but I'm not entirely sure that that's like an intentional part of the writing. Let's check my own style. Yeah, it looks fine for my style. Forgot his stupid glasses though. Yeah, I'm trying to keep it pretty canon. But also like I wanna like in my own stuff, I wanna like be more, I wanna like explore like those things more in like my own work in the future, I think. No point giving Vivzy Pop all the credit. I want every character to be trans. I think it would be fun. Like having multiple trans characters is probably better than having like a token trans character, because then you can like show different like parts of the spectrum, and also like just like the reaction, you know, to like being trans, like how people like feel. So you won't have to like have like a one size fits all sort of character. You can like do some more exploratory things, especially if you yourself don't have like a very common like coming out story or anything. These glasses are too weird. Actually, okay, I think it works for the scene that they're crooked, actually. Alright, the only two trans people in Helloverse that have speaking lines is the guy who spoke to Blitz at Beelzebub's party and Sally Mae. It's possible that there are technically... I don't think this is intentional, but like theoretically there could be a trans character that has like had like horn correction or like horn feminization surgery or something like that. Or just like paints their horns or something. I feel like theoretically that could be something that could be introduced as like something that trans characters do, potentially. But I don't want to give her too much credit because I don't think she's actually interested in those sorts of stories. Just fine. Like if you're like trans or queer, you're not like obligated, you know, to like write a story. And a lot of the times it's probably better not to, because you don't have that like authenticity, which is another thing which is spoken about in like writing circles. It's like it's something that is conferred on a work by the author or director. I think it's possible to do a good job if you have like a robust team of like sensitivity writers, or like you have someone with an authentic voice on the team to like help guide and direct the story in that way. So I think it's possible to like write about anything, but it's like it's definitely a process. Hello. Hi Mouse, I agree with this take. Thank you. I don't remember what take it was, but thank you anyway. Like I won't like okay, I think it's fine not to I think it's fine like if you have like I think it's fine to criticize like token representation. Like a character just existing to exist and like it be pride merch, which is honestly a lot of characters in Haluva Boss like only have their sexualities like not to be touched upon in any meaningful way, but just to be pride merch, and I think that's really fucking shitty actually, and I don't like that at all. I feel like that is like actually not cool. It's almost Ace Week. Yeah, it's almost Ace Week. My episode won't be like posted on Ace Week, but that gives people extra time to like get their art in. I wish I could give Ivsy the benefit of the doubt, but I only saw one black writer for season 3 of Has Been Hotel. Fingers crossed that she does better. I mean, we just got Black Human Alistair. Yeah. I'm actually coming around a little bit on that she did try to darken Alistair's skin tone in season 1. Like, obviously for the vast majority of it, he is like a fucking blinding light. But I do notice like a couple of scenes here and there where he does genuinely like have like a darker skin tone than like previous scenes. So I'm like maybe she was trying to correct it like really late in production though. Like I don't know. I don't like the scene people use as like an example though. I don't think it's an example, and I think that's why like it doesn't feel like she's telling the truth, because the example that people use I don't think was actually an example, because it's that scene where Charlie is like in her bedroom and like the curtains are drawn and like Charlie has like a shadow cast on her the entire time, and so Alistair like also has a shadow cast on him the entire time. And he does look darker, but I don't think that's one of the scenes that they were trying to darken his skin tone on. Because he's just... I think they just fucked up the shading. I don't think that's one of the scenes they were actually trying to, like, correct his skin tone on. I think that's just used an example because he's in shadow. I could be wrong, though. I think that's just an unfortunate, example people use. It's like, oh look, he's darker here. Yeah, he's darker, but he's like he's in shadow. But like I think I like sometimes I do see a scene where I'm like, oh, okay, maybe like genuinely they were trying to like fix his skin tone. But again, it's like really hard to tell. And I'm glad that they seem to do they've obviously done a much better job in season 2 of like keeping his skin tone like very, very nice and saturated, as well as correct the correct tone. She'd say in the commentary he tried to darken his color, but Theory's a bitch. Yeah. I think it's just a case of the scenes where they did try to darken his color. They obviously did not try to darken his color the entire fucking season. Like, that's straight up a lie. Like, absolutely no fucking way. That they fuck up every single fucking Alistair scene in the exact same way and just be like, whoops, well, we'll try again next scene. Repeat like 30,000 times. But a couple scenes I kind of see what they mean. A couple scenes. That's the same excuse non-English speaking Asian artists give when they lighten their favorite black character's skin tone. Don't be shy, Vibsy. Make my boy a tad darker in his demon form. I do love his human skin tone though. I feel like they did try to carry that over a little bit. Anyway, that's an Alistair. He's surprised now. I'm probably gonna add an expression where he like glares over at Vox. Let's do that now. I don't know if it'll fit in the episode, but it'll just like... He's like fucking mad. Just the smaller his pupils get, the more he is like holding himself back from just obliterating this fucking twink. Anyway, I'm sorry, Alistair. I'm sorry to torture you so much. This whole podcast is just torture Alistair. All the time. The Alistair's beautiful, thank you. I'm screenshotting that glaring Alistair. Me when Fox opens his mouth. Yeah. Let me give you a better... Da-da-da-da-da. Let's erase this part. I gotta put that on the right layer. Oh, I forgot Clip really hates me combining layers. Okay, it survived. Let's clean that up a bit. Poor Alistair. Poor Alistair. Poor Alistair. That's what I say every fucking day of my life. Just poor Alistair. The things I do to this poor dear. He's gonna one day he's gonna climb out of the computer screen and just fucking kill me. There you go. Corvid's when Alistair opens as well. Where's that pink I need? Nope. There we go. I'll turn this off for a second. There we go. This is a little pink. Pink boy. The screenshot. That's good. That's good. I'm gonna be so fucking good at drawing Alistair at the end of this animatic. I'm gonna be fucking snatched. If only I drew him correctly, though. Oh well. Alright, so that's both expressions there, ready to go. I'll turn them both on for now. And then I want the, I want Alistair sort of having his, like, I will kill God moment. Which I think Corvid might remember. Maybe I'll have him, like, a little more boisterous, kind of like that. Erase some of this. What's that? There you go. He's a little vampire teeth. Cute. I try to make a theory where, like, you know how, like, female imps have black horns and male imps, I hate using that terminology, but you know what I mean, have, like, stripy horns. I thought because so many, characters in Has-Been, like, usually the quote-unquote female characters have, like, the vampire fangs, and then usually the male characters have pointy fangs. So I was thinking maybe, like, female characters with spiky fangs could be, like, trans women, and then male characters with vampire fangs could be trans men. But I don't know if I'm not sure, because then that would mean like all of Alistair's friends are trans women. I don't know. Maybe. maybe they see Alistair and they're just like, ah, one of us. I love when they draw Alistair as a cat. Yeah. The no. How many people are in chat? Only 5 viewers, which is actually pretty fucking good for me, actually. Hello, everyone. That's actually really good. But the person who made the cat Alistair, kind of briefly mentioned that they had, like, had contact with Spindlehorse. But that was, like, at least a year ago, so I don't know if that fell through or anything. But I would have loved to have seen official merch with the cat. Really unfortunate if that fell through, but hopefully it's still in the cards one day. I'm not entirely sure what their, like, production schedule on the merch is. It's probably at least a year, maybe. So maybe if we're really lucky, we'll see some official Cat Alistair merch soon. Maybe, hopefully. I really hope so. I saw a good tweet earlier about Vox being... Well, there's many tweets about Vox being a puppy, but someone tweeted about, like, Alistair being a puppy. And, you know, it's not a horrible concept. I said concept that both puppies and they play fight all day long. That was my response, but I feel that was a funny tweet. Good concept, I think. What is it about these two that it makes pet play like very popular in the in like the zeitgeist of the fandom, of the radio static fandom. I thought Cat Alistair was because Amir crudely drew Alistair and someone turned that into an actual image. Oh, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. I think you're right. Yeah. I think that is what happened. Huh. So maybe an issue arose because they needed to get copyright from Amir and the redesign. Maybe it was just logistically too complicated to deal with the credit and the copyright and all that stuff. But, you know, maybe if it ever comes to fruition, you heard it here first. Push that further down, actually. Oh, did you? There was actually some glitch drama. They had drawn like that meme of like the person that's like looking up at you, like this, and like maybe there's like little feet or something. They drew a meme of that with like the glitch princess like design or whatever it's called, and the artist like commented about that on Twitter, and like it was kind of a big deal for like a day and a half, and then it had a happy resolution, of course. But I think I just feel like that was like, it feels like a mistake that a company like Glitch shouldn't be making. Like, it's obviously, like, a lot of people are like, oh, it's just a meme, it doesn't belong to anyone. Can we, like, turn our brains on, actually? Because obviously it belongs to someone. So I feel like that is the sort of thing that, like, a huge art-focused company should not be, making. Like, that's a crazy fucking mistake to make. I've successfully stayed off Twitter since October 2025. People make entire careers just regurgitating Twitter drama on YouTube. Rank sauce is what made Pet Play blow up. You see, I try to give Twitter my ID to let me see rank sauce art, but I am not allowed to see rank sauce art, and it breaks my heart. So I'm sure it's lovely, and I'm sure it's the best stuff on Twitter, but unfortunately I can't see it. Twitter thinks I am a baby. Kill myself. Not kidding. I feel bad. My account is like safe for work, so I don't interact with not safe for work accounts. And I kind of feel like they don't like me because I don't talk to them, but I don't talk to them because I don't want, because I have a safe for work account, you know? So it's like, I see you, I acknowledge you, but also like I don't want I don't want to like be irresponsible on the internet at the same time. And like I know I draw has-been, but I don't draw has-been porn. It's just like a couple of sex jokes here and there. So it's like I really don't want to like make my whole account like a age gate or whatever. Like obviously I don't want to interact with kids either. But I also don't want to be a porn account. So it's like I don't know what to do. I did try to have a Twitter porn account a long time ago. It actually caused some drama, actually. Because, like, it wasn't, like, really porn. It was just, like, vent art, really. And, someone that I knew who was a child abuser, but, like, I couldn't prove they were a child abuser because I'd only, like, heard that over like a Discord call before I stopped talking to them. That person tried to join my account because like I had locked it, so you could only join if you messaged and gave me your ID. Like I am the only person in the fandom that legitimately age gates my content. And I said no because like this person was a bit of a, I don't want to say narcissist, but I think child abuser is bad enough. And they just could not understand my directions. And I was just like, you know, I actually don't want, I should have just not acknowledged them in any way whatsoever. But I told them no, and they blew up at me and caused this huge drama, and it was just like, Jesus fucking Christ. And I can't say anything back because I don't have like proof of them being, you know, like a child abuser, you know? So it's like, Husband is also 18 plus on Amazon. Yeah. For sure. So my thing is kind of like, I'm safe for work, but I ask kids not to follow me, and I try not to post anything that's gonna be like, really bad for them. I don't post any porn or retweet any porn or like any porn, because I know likes can go into people's feeds and stuff as well. So I try to, I ask kids not to follow me, but I also I try to keep it like if they do follow me, that I'm not like being a problem. And that's the best I can do, really. Besides just not having a Twitter account at all, I suppose. Which I'm sure if someone wants to cancel me in the future, they're gonna use like kids following me on Twitter as like their main excuse, probably. Because there was someone who was an adult, and they talked to me and they're like, I followed you when I was 13. I was like, oh my fucking god, I'm gonna kill myself. But again, I try to keep my account as safe as possible. Despite the subject matter being Has-Been Hotel. I think they didn't I don't know, it's hard to say, because like there's not a lot in Has-Been Hotel which would be 18 plus, but I also think they didn't make it 18 plus because they wanted kids to like buy merch and stuff like that. Like I feel like there was nefarious reasons for not making Has-Been Hotel 18 plus. But I do understand if it was like purely like this it's just not bad enough. Like, I don't know. Like, it is a very... God, it's kind of a juvenile show, I'm gonna be honest. Like, even with, like, the horrendous, like, stuff that Valentino does, like, you can, like, in a child's brain, you can just interpret that as, like, a bad job, really. So it's like... I don't know. I don't know what they would have to do to make Has-Been Hotel, like, feel like an adult show. Because, like... Even Vox felt like a very childish villain until he was abusing Angel Dust. I don't know. I don't know what would help. Probably nothing. Because it's like you can't like force the subject matter to be more adult. He kind of looks like an evil Italian in this panel. Like an evil vampire. Gonna make his little thing flip upwards this time. As though it's energetic or something. I'm also like, if I make my show, I feel like my show wouldn't be very adult either. Because I'm just not interested in a lot of super adult themes. And then I'll have a fandom full of fucking kids. And then I'll want to kill myself at like Vipsy Pop every fucking day. I don't know. There you go. He only looks like Alistair when you put his little funky hairdo on. Now he looks like Alistair, and not just a really gay vampire. Huge vampire scene. Yeah. I didn't personally have any contact with the vampires. Let me save, because I don't think I've saved for like 3 hours. Anywhere else as a vampire as a human. I feel like that wouldn't change anything though. I feel like when you have an AU, you want to do something that like changes the story a little bit. It does something interesting. Vipsy did say half of her inspiration for her humor was Seth Rogen in South Park, so it's gonna be juvenile until she decides I want something dark here in the middle, and Amazon labels at 18 plus. I don't know. Is it? I don't know. Like, I feel like South Park is more willing to go deeper. I don't know. I think part of it is like she wants the ability to like make jokes about very serious things, but she also wants her audience to take serious things seriously. And I just don't think you can do that. Like, I don't think it's possible. Like, are there moments in South Park? Because I've only seen like a handful of episodes when I was a child. Are there moments in South Park where you're genuinely supposed to take things seriously? Because I don't know if there are. Or like if you're supposed to take it seriously, like the joke is taking it seriously, right? But in Has-Been Hotel, if you're supposed to take things seriously, you're a monster if you don't take it seriously. And also the show wants to joke about things that it would call you a monster for in the same episode. And it's like, I think that is genuinely an issue with the humor in Hazbin Hotel. And all my... Oh, no, Vivzy, you're a fucking liar. That was a rape joke. The punchline of Penchas being dragged screaming into a sex room is a rape joke. Like, you can't say it's not a rape joke and then act like everyone is being disingenuous or like lying about it. Like, you fucking know what you did. You fucking know what you did. I do not accept her going on Blue Sky and being like, oh, this is like, clearly you don't understand, or whatever she said about it. It was like, no, I think you don't understand. And like the writers have demonstrated 100 million different ways that they literally do not understand what consent is. And it boggles my fucking mind that these are the writers that are handling Angel Dust's story. I mean, Jesus Christ, honestly. So like I do have, like, I love Hazbin Hotel, but like, come on, like, be serious. Like, there are some issues here. Like, genuinely. Yep. And like, the thing is, like, why does she have to lie about things, right? Because that just makes when she's telling the truth not feel like she's telling the truth, you know? Like, she could legitimately be telling the truth about some of these things she tweets about, but it's really hard to tell. Because she just, I don't know. She just can't be wrong for like 10 seconds. She can't accept that like her show isn't perfect or something. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe she's embarrassed by the rape joke? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe she thinks... Maybe she thinks it's better to lie about it? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I don't know what's going on. Like, it's water under the bridge for her now, I suppose. She's like moved on from that season. She's probably written season 4 by now. Sometimes the haters are right. Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes the haters are right. Sometimes the haters are justified. I'm gonna move this up. It's easy to talk about all of the things that are wrong with Hazbin Hotel, though. I usually prefer to think about the things that I like about the show. Which is pretty much the characters, unfortunately. I know it's kind of like, oh, everyone hates the writing but loves the characters. Like, oh, you're such a fucking idiot if you hate the writing but love the characters. I genuinely think there's a difference between the characters and the writing. Like, genuinely. Like, didn't Vivzy Pop, like, make a tweet, like, oh, I hate Hazbin Hotel, but I love the characters. Oh, I hate this, but I love the characters. But, like, genuinely, like... I was in the shower today and I was like, you know, if only the songwriters wrote Hazbin Hotel. Because the songwriters... It feels like, to me, that the songwriters, like, write their songs. And then Vivzy Pop goes in and she's like, oh, that makes sense. Let me just change a few things. That's what it feels like. The songwriters are the only people that like have a point to make. I don't know. The songwriters are definitely carrying all of the writing in Hazbin Hotel. Not to be mean, but you know, it is what it is. Alright, I'm gonna make all of these things the same size. I think I just gotta make the body smaller for a minute. Maybe the head a little smaller? Not sure. Then it could just be like a perspective thing. I've heard Murder Media fans on TikTok say we should be our own fandom at this point. Very true. I've heard that as well. I think Static Radio in general, not so much Murder Media on their own. I think, can I be honest? I think Murder Media is like a little bit boring. It's a little bit too tropey for me. I think Static Radio, like in demon form, is more interesting. But no hate or anything if you're a human preferer. No worries. I think Murder Media is just built a little too much up on tropes for me to personally find it that interesting. Unsung heroes, songwriters, animators, and editors. Yeah, someone has to composite this shit. I've been listening to Sam Haff's music with the Living Tombstone for years. He is clever, and Alex's game is one of the best fan songs ever. Hell yeah. I think Sam Haff and Silverhound... No, I think Silverhound got into some Twitter drama recently, but I don't remember what. Oh, it was... There's like this animator or something named Kitten Sneeze who like apparently had like some Nazi OCs when she was a kid or something like that. She's basically Vipsy Pop. So she's basically Vipsy Pop. So there are like a bunch of like big names in the indie fandom that are like defending her, and I think partially it's because like if you don't accept this behavior from Kitten Sneeze, then you can't accept the behavior from Vipsy Pop, right? So I think part of it is like it's just this rabid obsession with defending Vipsy Pop on Twitter. But like, I don't know. Also, I think it's pretty bad, like, to have Nazi OCs. Like, I knew when I was a child, like, I knew someone who had Nazi OCs on DeviantArt. And, like, I didn't, like, put that together in my head. Because, like, to me, that was just, like, oh, just some sort of, like, history buff thing, right? I think for Newgrounds people, like Vipsy Pop, it was sort of like a, oh, look how edgy I am kind of thing. But I feel like Kitten Sneeze is too young to be one of the Newgrounders that were drawing Nazi art in community accepted ways or whatever. So yeah. And it also just kind of exposes the in crowd of the indie animation community as well. Which is kind of sad to think about, but you know, it does exist. It could also be that this particular artist is just like either well talented or well liked or something. I'm not sure. I personally have never heard of them before. I remember N furry artists that got cancelled all the time. Oh, so they were canceling them, were they? I hope so. Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. Because I kind of assumed it was just like an accepted community behavior to like prove how edgy you were. Like it was like you were like so cool. So it's good to know. It's good to know that there was pushback at that time. the kitten sneeze drama happening at the same time that Twitter was talking about how no, not everyone had a racist phase. Like some people post about is pretty typical, topical on the time for that. But I thought someone said the Nazi thing was only like 5 years ago, which places it firmly outside of, like Newgrounds era Naziism. I don't know. I could be wrong. It might have been a much longer time ago, but yeah. I wasn't online as a kid. I just like I had a DeviantArt that I lost the account to because I was a stupid dumb little baby. I actually was forced to stop using DeviantArt by my parents. Because they like saw, I guess they saw DeviantArt's name on like the browser history or whatever, and they were like, oh, DeviantArt, that's like a porn site, right? Because deviant means like a bad person or whatever, or like a, so they were like, so they like blocked the website, and I wasn't allowed to DeviantArt no more. But I did keep drawing casually all my life. I took an art class in college, and I feel like that's worth talking about, but maybe not right now. The teacher, I think, was a little weird, and I don't really want to get into it. But he did but when he heard that I was leaving, he was like, promise me you'll do something with art in the future. And I was like, sure, okay, bye. Whatever. I just wanted my grade, and then I was gone. I was like, I don't care. I don't actually give a shit. I didn't really like, I like drew stuff. I can't even tell you why I drew stuff, because like, I feel like art is like an interesting, well, it was like an interesting puzzle or something for me. And I was like really good at it, and it's like, okay, but like I was good at everything, so it didn't like really register to me as like something I should like care about. So I was like, I was already good at everything, so I didn't like really care about art specifically. But then like while I was living on an island, I was like starting to take story writing seriously. And I was like, okay, well, no one reads anything anymore. So I was like, well, I mean, I could do comics, I guess. And it was really hard to get into comics because comics is like a really grueling like experience. And I think I'm drawing this animatic now, and this animatic is also a grueling experience. But I have years of comic art to fall back on for this grueling experience. So yeah, so I started drawing comics to like trick people into reading my my stories, and then I just kind of never really stopped. I just wanted my art to get better because I'm a crazy person apparently. So I made my art better, and it all in service of the story. I had plenty of creepy art teachers growing up too. Yeah, I just had the one. All of my other art teachers were women. But like I liked art, but like I didn't like take it seriously or anything. I didn't like post it anywhere. But I still have my first, I bought like a really expensive but small like moleskin to like sketch on. And that's where I drew some of my first like story ideas. But apparently a story about like a cat being separated from its family and finding its way back home had already been done. So I scrapped that idea. And then I was like, well, I'll make a... And then I had like an idea for like a business cat that like quits his job and starts like walking to find a mountain. And like the point was like the cat's trying to like find this mountain that's disappeared. And like the cat doesn't realize that it's already climbing the mountain while it's looking for the mountain, you know? So but that I gotta be honest, that's like a very like writer's first student film idea, right? But that's fine. That's fine. Because like it's good to have those shitty dumb ideas that aren't really that interesting and just to get them out of your system, right? Okay, I've done a mountain story. I still use the mountain as a metaphor when I'm like explaining art, like learning to draw and stuff like that. So I still use it metaphorically, but like it's probably, I would say it's done to death. I can't even like tell you an example, but like I've heard in passing that like, oh, a person who like an artist who like quits their job to pursue art or whatever is like, it's like a very overdone concept in especially in animation circles. I never went to animation school or anything, so I'm sure I would have more experience with like the kind of stories that animators were telling. But yeah, just not a hugely, but it's good to like start and abandon projects, like especially when you don't have an audience. When you don't have an audience, I can't recommend starting and abandoning projects enough. You're just gonna grow so many more future ideas and just become more like mentally able to like do larger projects by like starting things and not finishing them. But you do have to practice finishing things as well. Like start a lot of things, don't finish them, and then try to finish very small things, right? And then eventually, once you get practice starting and finishing things, you build that mental resilience to work on like one specific thing for a very long time. It's really a mental game. It's also like a physical game. Like you don't want to hurt yourself at the same time. Like what time is it? I can draw for a couple more hours, I think, without hurting myself. But then I will have to take a little break. In fact, I should take a small break now. You're giving advice to give an animation school for free. It's just my experience, really. I never been to animation school. It's just my experience that you need to have like experiences doing like specific things to like build your artistic soul, basically. You shouldn't, and also like it's really important to just stop feeling bad about shit, right? Like stop feeling bad, like don't feel bad about not finishing things. Like that is the point. Don't feel bad about like missing like study time or whatever. You need to like wasting time feeling bad about things. You gotta train yourself out of that. You gotta like, there's a saying I really like. It's the master has failed more times than the student has like even tried. And like you gotta fail shit. You just gotta do shit. Like a lot. I'm a little obsessed with efficiency. So what I would do when I was first in the Has-Been Hotel fandom, I would pick a skill or like an anatomy like thing or something, and I would try to put that into my next drawing. So like if I wanted like a little perspective study, I would like put like a chair into my next drawing or something like that, so that I could make fan art but like also learn and grow my skill at the same time, efficiently. Sorry, I was just thinking of these two specific combined frames for a second. But anyway, I still think of video ideas for my channel I abandoned in 2022. I'll get back to it someday. You should write those down. I tried to be a YouTuber. I guess I am technically a YouTuber. See, I tried to be a YouTuber, and then eventually I became a YouTuber for a different channel. But anyway, I also wanted to be a YouTuber for a long time, and I've made a couple of videos. I did like, if you look at my channel, there's an animatic that's like a really short one, obviously. Like, this is a very long animatic, but there's a very short animatic joke on my channel as well, which probably took more effort than I'm putting into this, because I hadn't built that, like, a mental, like, fortitude to just be able to like, wall my mind off from the monotony of the experience. But anyway, there's another animatic on my channel with a completely different art style, because when I was learning art, I did like, I had a more an anatomic style to like practice anatomy. So I did that for a while. This style is very cartoony, but that's because I'm practicing like cartoon. So there's never a wasted drawing with me. Maximum efficiency. I even force my editors to use shortcuts to edit faster. Cause like I understand that it's so much easier to just do things the way that you've always done them. But once you break through and just learn a couple shortcuts, that's just gonna save your life, honestly. What editing software do I only have Audacity and CapCut because I don't take things seriously. There is BandLab. BandLab is also a free editing software that's very robust. I use CapCut. Cellophane's gonna join the team and use CapCut. So the free options are fine. Free options are fine. Let me fix the music. Pokemon Diamond. Ooh, I was a Pokemon Diamond. Actually, I had Pearl, but you know, I was a Diamond Pearl baby. I don't know if I want. Let me just take a look at other music options real quick. Professor Layton. I've never played Professor Layton, although that is curious. There's also Deltarune with Rain. I'll just quickly see what the Professor Layton music sounds like. Okay, not terrible. Okay. Kind of vibing. Okay, maybe a little repetitive. I knew that editing style was familiar. What do you mean? Deltarune, my beloved. I've been a fan of Toby since Homestuck. Editing style. I haven't like progressed in my ability to edit anything. But I do confidently tell my editors how to edit, so I'm sure I could do it on my own if I needed to. It would just take so fucking long to do the podcast myself. Alright, another Alistair done. I could probably use this. Is CapCut what you use for the podcast? The first, I think, 4 episodes are CapCut. Then there's a Filmora. I think. Yeah, I think the first half is CapCut, and then the second half is Filmora. I don't think anyone else has done video editing for me besides the first Vox and Useful. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I think it's half CapCut, half Filmora. I would love to use Filmora, but apparently it's kind of moved to a more subscription-based. Like, you have to, like, buy a lot of things individually and stuff like that. So I would like Filmora. Our editor has a paid version of Filmora, but it was from a very long time ago, so it doesn't have the new stuff. It's just an older paid version. The plushie shorts are edited with CapCut. I filmed them on my phone. I have a new phone to film them with, but I haven't had like any audio or time to make any new shorts with them for a minute. But yeah, I filmed the shorts on my phone, and then edit it with Filmora. CapCut. I edited it with CapCut. I think this needs to be a little further to the left. I'm gonna leave it for now, it doesn't really matter. Oh, that looks fine. And then... Did I already draw the last frame of this? I'm gonna move this. Yeah, the size is really weird. Okay, I think just make Alistair and Vox's face bigger, I think. Why he look like he about to chomp Vox's entire fucking face off? Oh, I didn't give him flat teeth. I see what I see. I can't. Maybe I'll keep that though. Like his demon form is peeking through a little bit. That would be kind of fun, actually. He did. Vox, he do be a snack. Imagine Vox being like, I'm a fucking snack. And Alistair is like, indeed. And then he just gives him a big chomp. There we go. I think I will make this whole scene smaller so that I can... All these assholes. Make these assholes smaller. I'll mark the backgrounds in different colors. I like this funky little violin. Your full cost fish meal. Oh, that would be funny. Like they pull up to McDonald's or something, and Alistair's like, "Can I have the McFillet or whatever, the Filet-O-Fish?" And Fox is like sweating. It's like sweating bullets. I did want to make a do you like fish sticks joke. Have I made a do you like fish sticks joke? I feel like I would have done that already. Have I never made a do you like fish sticks joke in the podcast? I feel like that's something I would do. Maybe the opportunity hasn't arose. Trying to gauge this is like really hard. Okay, yeah, that kind of looks similar. I don't think so yet. Yeah, can I do a gay fish sticks joke? Or if not like a joke, like an anti-joke, or like the opportunity for it arises and it's acknowledged, but Alistair threatens to shoot Fox with a gun if he finishes that sentence. Ah, the old fish sticks joke. They used to make that joke with Eridan. Now the torch has been passed to Vox. We've come full circle in my fandom. Yeah, we gotta do that fish stick joke. It's obligatory. Obligatory. Alright, let's see how this looks. Let's put the color on these Vox frames. I think maybe I made his eye too big and that's just pushing everything up too high. Let's make his eye smaller. And I can bring the forehead down. And that'll make his head feel smaller. Boy, do I fucking love vectors. Give his hair a little more shape. It doesn't have to be perfect. Bring his hair down. Under his little alligator smile. Bum, bum, bum. Happy drawing, bye! Bye bye! Got places to go. People to meet. Beep beep. What time is it? 3 AM, that's fine. I feel pretty good. I had like a really tired couple of days, but I feel alright. Now. Get this like creepiness up factor up a little bit more. I think there may be a situation where Alistair thinks he's being really creepy, but Vox is like, is this flirting? Have you seen that meme where like the guy has his like hand out and there's like a butterfly flying towards him and he's like, is this a pigeon? But it's Vox and he's like on the floor half eaten and bloody and he's like, is this flirting? That's Vox. There we go. Turn that. Alright, let's put the color in here. Uh-oh. Sometimes a line across the bottom solves that. Alright, let's throw him in front of Fox. Didn't like that tangent with the collarbone and sorry, the collar and the jawbone. But that was easy fix. Oh, I missed the little spot. Oh, and the teeth. I'll make the teeth yellow so that it's more clear that they've changed. Don't collect. No point being, wait a minute. No, it's fine. Oh, I think I gotta close him where the fingers are. For a moment I thought maybe my bucket setting was wrong. But that's a little too complicated to explain on the stream. Unless someone is curious about the bucket settings in Clip Studio. Does Vox? Okay, Vox does have glasses, he just chooses not to wear them. Gotta put the glasses on the glass holder. I think I need the glasses on the other Alistair as well. I think I'll draw him in actually, just in case I want to use this frame for something else. It's a lovely, subtle movement. Thank you, Dude Ming. I wanna try to get to the coffee place today. So I can, well, not today, but like, get to the coffee place to do another day. Probably tomorrow. I gotta work on commissions as well. Ooh, we'll see. Could you imagine having a commission with someone? And they start in Animatic? I'm sure it's possible to do both. I will probably work on the commission a little bit because I already did some writing for next week. So I usually give myself a week to write the episode, but I've written quite a lot of it. So I'll probably take a day off, either tomorrow or the next day, to work on commissions. I only have one that I promised like a year ago. They've been waiting a long time. So I'm just gonna crack on that sooner than later. I don't know if I'll do that on stream though. Sometimes I want to stream and sometimes I just want to like do art while I'm watching some crap on YouTube. it's a vector path. That's weird then. There you go. Alright, now this looks fine if I want to use it. There's something else. Vox Shock. And Alistair Tease. What's this? These are two different Voxes. They need to be separated. They conjoined twins. Let's grab that blue. Someone commissioned me to edit the video back in the day. I remember stressing way too much about editing the audio properly. I know, if you ever want to get back into it. I'm joking, I'm joking. But yeah, it's easy to stress about commissions. When I started commissions, I just had to tell... what I did to get myself into taking commissions is I priced them a little lower than what I was like comfortable like taking. So like if I thought my commissions were worth like X, I priced them like a little lower. And I told myself that okay, because I priced the commissions cheaper, I can mess up, like, right, like I priced them cheaper because it's like a less polished product, right? And I still tried my absolute best, obviously, but I gave myself the freedom to be kind of shit. And then as I gained more experience, I was like, okay, I can put the prices up. I like trust myself not to like completely fuck up. And I had pretty expensive commissions for a while that people would pay for, even though I didn't have particularly good art. So like you like what, I don't know, like why, I don't know why people are fans of me. Like I mean I had a couple of popular comics back in the day. I'm kind of good at writing. My art wasn't terrible, but it's like it's still odd to me that I would have fans for like any reason. Okay, and most of them just became my friends anyway, so it feels bad calling them fans, because they just became friends. So it's like it feels rude. Like, I'm being very rude to like my biggest supporters, just calling them fans. My long time. And I have had one situation where someone commissioned me to become my friend. And I was not about that life. I was, yeah. That was, he became a fan from my Twitter takes? Jesus fucking Christ. Wow. That's crazy. Because I feel like everyone fucking hates me because of my Twitter. Like, I walk around like, oh, everyone hates me. I'm blocked. Everyone's blocked me on Twitter. I say it's rage bait, but no, these are like genuine takes. I'm just genuinely I have like stalkers on Twitter that just call me a dumbass every time I post something. Everyone disagrees, so I get, oh my gosh, we are, yeah. You understand. Constantly wrong. But honestly, like some of my best friends and biggest fans have been like the people who appreciate my criticisms. So it's like a double-edged sword. Like, okay, most people hate me, but then like a couple people I'm like a drink of water in a desert. I don't try to be hated. But, you know, someone's gotta drill that hole in the fucking rock. Get that spring water out. I think I've had, like... Well, like, I haven't even had, like, bad takes. I've just been, like, upset at Vivzy Pop occasionally. And everyone acts like I'm the devil. I won't talk about it, but... Like, she does do things that are, like, genuinely not cool sometimes. But it feels like when you react to them, everyone, like, jumps down your throat. Like these are public tweets she's made. Like... There we go. Look how fucked up the line weight is. Ugh, I can't even look at this. Oh well, he deserves it. He deserves like a thick chin. It looks a bit wobbly though. I'm just trying to fix that. Okay, that's not too bad. I'll try to keep it sort of the same on both sides. Oh no, I was drawing on the wrong layer. I genuinely... Okay, it was okay. Fine. It was just a tiny bit. There you go. That's a good little box. Box stand. How about that? So he slides in. He sits down. I think I'll make the line... I'll make the line weight thinner so it's a little more consistent. Very handsome. Thank you, thank you. I have a couple nods of... a couple jokes of like Alistair calling Vincent like not very attractive. That's a joke about Alistair's asexuality. But like you can't like he is like not the prettiest person in the Luvaverse. So like it can be read either way, really. And then he slides and he flops down. Whoops. Oh, I missed his little arm here. And these are the Alistairs. Put all the Alistairs together. All these fucking layers are confusing me. Let me try and name these. Alistairs. What is that? Okay, that needs to go in a folder. Alistair Lash. I feel like maybe his head's a little... let me just make the whole thing a little smaller, actually. I'm not very good at proportions. Like, he is leaning forward, though, so that'll kind of help. Gives me a little leeway. And again, I'm not timing anything because I don't have the physical audio to time it with. Uh-oh, Clip is mad at me. Come on, Clip. There we go. Oh, I made the exact same mistake again. There we go. There we are. Can I make his mouth black? There's a lot of small details there. Oh, he doesn't have his glasses on. Let's put his Gale glasses on. I can see. I can fight. I love old cartoons, but I just don't have time to watch them. And I would never watch them as a kid. This guy didn't have a TV in my room after middle school. It was just a computer. Fairly off hearts. Ah, yeah. I saw a bit of Chowder before I stopped watching TV. Chowder was good. Does Alistair actually have a thing that connects his... Okay, it does. Okay. I was like, maybe they're just two floating monocles and I never noticed. But no, there's a little bridge there. It would be kind of funny for Alistair to wear two monocles. Like, he's nearsighted in one eye and farsighted in the other eye. Rata. I love that. I love Rata. What was his name? I don't remember. I'm gonna make the line art a bit thicker. Just try to keep it genuinely kind of similar. So it's not too distracting when the line weights change. I think if you're doing a professional animatic, you might probably use like a set line weight. I'm not entirely sure. But I'll just sort of eyeball it from now. Schnitzel, that's his name, yeah. It's like a German food. Schnitzel. Let me save. I need to give my hand a rest. I can feel it's not like cramping, but it feels a little stiff from being in the same position for like 3 hours. I'm just gonna give that a break. I should get some snacks or something. Because I did buy some snacks, but then I ate them all. So now I don't have any snacks anymore. Well, I do have some snacks, but like I've already eaten all of my snacks that I'm allowed to have today. Otherwise, I would just spend £1,000,000 on snacks every single day. I would eat nothing but Pringles and and chocolate Easter egg. And it's not good. I actually did have 2 Easter eggs today, but I didn't have an Easter egg yesterday, so I guess it kind of evens out. But yeah, I eat too many snacks. I don't have the budget for the amount of snacks that I eat. I pay my rent. I have a little bit of savings. And I did take that commission, so that was my snacks budget for this month. I took a commission so I could have some snacks. I also got a little birthday money from my dad. That also went to snacks. That went to snacks and a couple coffees, because I love writing in a cafe. So I have to budget at least on writing weeks. I have to budget at least one cafe trip. I'm still gonna break for a minute. I'm still gonna... You know, I've had this timer open the entire stream, but I haven't actually been using it. This is how you place frames in a timeline, but because I don't have the audio, I haven't been timing anything. So, I don't know why that's up. But I don't know, it's scary when it's not up. I'll keep it up because it reminds my brain that it's an animatic and to not try too hard. So I think I'll keep it up. I need a lot of mental tricks when I draw anything. Vincent looks a little... You know, I should have put a scar on him. But nah, that's the kind of detail you wouldn't really put in an animatic anyway. God, the people who have been waiting years for last year's like Ace Alice the Week comic are probably pretty mad that I've been cranking out this animatic all week. And I probably could have just finished this comic book instead. But oh well. It's funny, my wrist... I've had wrist problems for a long time. When I started the podcast, my wrist suddenly was like, okay, I like the sound of a podcast. And I've had to ice it quite a bit in the beginning of the podcast, but I haven't like really had wrist issues since I stopped like stretching my wrist. Which is odd, but you know, hey, if it works, it works, I guess. I guess I just can't stretch my wrist. I just have to... I can draw with it. I just can't... like, do any exercises with it or anything. I just have to... At least it can do the one thing that I need it to do. If nothing else. I can't use it to brush my teeth. I can't, I can like hold pans and things, but I can't like shake pans. So I can hold the pans, I can't shake pans. I can't like do shaking motions with my wrists, like brushing teeth and stuff. And usually I can't squeeze my hand either. Like sometimes I risk it, but I almost always regret it. So I can't squeeze or shake, but I can draw apparently, and that's fine. As long as I take all of the shortcuts that I usually take, like using vector layers, like absolutely no fucking way would I ever be drawing again if I didn't use vector layers. Oof, I had to cut editing from trigger finger. Something I can do either. Ah, what is trigger finger? I suppose I could look it up if you don't want to type it out. Like, I thought maybe mine was carpal tunnel, but I don't have the tingling in the fingers. So I thought maybe then it was just, like hyper extension, or like that disease where you have like super mobile joints. But my joints aren't as mobile as other people with like that mobile joint disease. Like they're not immobile, but they're not like super flexy either. Like I can't like touch my thumb to like my arm, but I can get like halfway. So I don't know if it's that either. I don't know. Maybe it's just normal muscle stress. I don't know. Who knows? A common condition where a finger or thumb locks, clicks, or catches in a bent position due to inflammation. Yeah. Inflammation. Yeah, that would be similar to carpal tunnel then. I mean, I had mine about 10 years ago. And I've been treating it for about 10 years, and it's pretty much okay now. So maybe in 10 years your inflammation will go down if you're lucky. I remember I would draw in pain. Like I don't know if it was the first Ace Alistair week, but it might have been the second Ace Alistair week. It could have been the first one. But I had like I had to quit my job because I was in too much pain. But I would still draw in pain. And I don't know what compelled me. The demons compelled me. I would just keep drawing. And even now I just keep drawing. And even when I'm tired. Like when I'm tired, I get into bed and then I pick up my sketchbook for my OC project, and I just keep fucking drawing. Like, and then I go on stream and I'm like, I don't really care about drawing. I could, but also like, I was really suicidal when my wrist was like really bad. I was like, oh, I guess I'll just kill myself then, cause there's nothing else in my life to live for. So. I don't know. I think I have that autism where, like, you have emotions, but you don't, like, feel emotions, you know? So I think I love drawing, but I can't feel loving drawing, you know? So from context clues, I must really fucking love drawing. But I just don't feel it. And it's really weird. It's very weird. It's odd. It's odd for sure. Like I know I'm like I can like intellectualize, like I know I'm jealous of like the thing I mentioned earlier. I don't want to repeat it because I have to then repeat all of the additional information that makes it sound less bad. But yeah, so like I can feel jealousy. Well, like, I know I can feel jealousy, but I don't feel jealousy. Is that weird? That's odd, isn't it? I know that it must be jealousy, but I can't, like, feel the emotion of jealousy. Like, I know I must love drawing, but I can't feel the emotion of loving drawing. Hate my life. FML. Kill myself. Nah, I should stop saying that. I have to like intellectualize. Like, do I like Has-Been Hotel? Because I don't feel that I like Has-Been Hotel. But I also draw Has-Been Hotel every fucking day of my life. And it's also my career. and I do it without complaint. And it's so I guess I must love Has-Been Hotel. So I say I love Has-Been Hotel. I have complaints, sure, but I don't feel mad about the complaints that I have either. If anything, I feel more frustrated at the behavior of certain like people, but that's about as much as I get. Like I'm not like sitting up on TikTok being like, oh, I fucking hate Has-Been Hotel. Look at all these problems with Has-Been Hotel. And like it's hard for me to get into things. Like I wouldn't even say I'm really into the Amazing Digital Circus yet. I like a lot of things about the Amazing Digital Circus, but I think I drew Jax a few times. But I don't really have time for a new interest, really. Has-Been Hotel takes up all of my time. I think someone in the podcast server said it yesterday. Like the Amazing Digital Circus hyperfixation is like on the back burner. Yeah, I've never had I was kind of in the Star Trek fandom before Has-Been Hotel, but I wasn't like the biggest Star Trek fan in the entire world. I just had a fondness for it because I really loved watching Star Trek as a child. So when I started posting stuff online, I drew a little bit of Star Trek, mostly original series stuff, and like a little bit about the reboot movies. I think Star Trek Beyond is a hilarious movie. Like, don't watch it seriously, but it's just a fun movie. Very, very funny. I swear to God, okay, I may be insane, but I swear the theatrical release of Star Trek Beyond is different to the movie releases. I remember being really confused about like the ending of Star Trek Beyond in the cinema, but then I watched it again on a DVD, and I was like, oh, okay, this makes sense, yeah. And I'm like, was I not paying attention in the movie theater? Like, I'm not usually the sort of person who doesn't like get things. So for me to like not understand Star Trek Beyond on my first viewing, knowing how simple it really is for my second viewing, maybe I was just too fucking distracted by how bad the movie was to like to like logically understand what was going on. But yeah, I love it. I hate it and I love it. I love it because I hate it. I hate it because I love it. Just like Star Trek Beyond is just one of those movies, really. It's like The Room, but for Star Trek fans. The Room being like a meme movie that was popular when I was a kid. I never saw it though. I think it was like, I don't know, some famous guy who was like not a very good actor and everyone would like meme on it or something. Which is mean. But you know, it was the internet in the 2010s. Used to be really into Star Trek from the 60s show. Yeah, I love the original series. I remember watching it in the 2009 movie as a kid and falling asleep. Aww. What I used to do is, it must have been summer while I was like still in high school or something, so I had like time. I used to like get a big tub of powdered sugar, and I would eat powdered sugar all night while watching the original series, and then probably maybe Next Generation, because I did do this quite a lot, and I don't think there's that many episodes. And I would just eat powdered sugar all fucking night and then I would take a walk in the sunrise around Algiers. I lived in New Orleans at the time. I'd take a little walk in the sunrise because it was too hot to do anything in the middle of the fucking day anyway. And then I would go to sleep while it was too hot to do anything anyway. And then I'd wake up and do it all over again. Yeah. Those were the days. Those summer days. Oh, I would do homework. I would wake up and then, because I had a butt ton of homework. I went to like a fancy school. It wasn't a private school, but it was, you had to get in kind of thing. It was a charter school. I went to a charter school, and so I had a butt fucking ton of homework. So I would just wake up, do homework, watch Star Trek, go sleep every fucking day. That was you with marshmallows, yeah. I don't, it's kind of gross, but I would like lick my fingers and I'd tap it into the powdered sugar. And then like as I ate the powdered sugar, I would make like a ball of like hardened powdered sugar from like from like the spit and the sugar building up on my fingers. And then when the ball was big enough, I'd like peel it off my finger. Kind of like wax, basically. Like dipping your finger in wax, but without the pain. I love to dip my finger in wax, but it was too painful. Wax is too hot to play with. But it always tempts me, even now as an adult. I'm always tempted to play with the wax when the candles burn out. But it's so messy. It's just not worth. It's not worth cleaning up afterwards. As an adult, so it keeps me from sticking my fingers in boiling wax. Used to chew on sugar packets. So used to chew on sugar packets with the paper as a kid. A couple of days ago, not maybe last week actually. I had some sugar in my pocket because I was gonna use it in a coffee in like a cafe, and so I had some sugar in my pocket. And I forgot about it, but it was still in my pocket while I was taking a walk the next day, doing my touching grass routine. So I just like ate the sugar out of the packets while I was on my walk. I didn't chew the paper, but I was just throwing back sugar packets like shots of bourbon. I don't actually drink, which like. Okay, can I complain about something? Like, I do not drink. Like, I never buy alcohol. But on special occasions, or just like when the mood strikes me, like once a year, I will buy alcohol for like, you know, like for New Year's or just if I see something interesting. And then my friends all judge me for it. I'm like, I'm not an alcoholic. I swear, I drink one like pre-packaged alcohol a year. I swear I'm not an alcoholic. I was like, oh, it kind of annoys me. It kind of annoys me. There's like a statistic that a lot of asexual people like don't drink alcohol. And I do consider myself as not drinking alcohol, but I'm not like allergic to alcohol, and like it doesn't like I think like if I don't drink soda for a while, soda like burns more than alcohol does, in my opinion. Like, cause all of the prepackaged stuff is like weak anyway, so it's like, in my opinion. I remember you had some seltzers or something for New Year's in the server last year. What was it? Seltzer. I never drink gin or like something. I never drink mixers. I only drink like cider. I think I've had a gin and tonic before, but pre-packaged. I've had a couple like lemonade vodkas, and I usually go for like a rum and coke. I think Malibu is like really tasty, but like I don't go out of my way to like find Malibu. Like I had it once while I was like invited on a night out once with some coworkers, I think. I barely remember. And I tried Malibu and it was like really tasty. So I do recommend Malibu. But I've never like bought Malibu. I don't go like searching it out or anything. Yeah. But now Malibu was my choice when you drank hard liquor. Wow. What is it? Is it like a rum? I assume. I think it was mixed with Coke, so I assume it must have been some sort of rum. It must be expensive then if it was a rum. It's probably why I never bought any. I'm the cheapest motherfucker in the entire world. I think a 5-pound coffee is like the most expensive thing in the entire because 5 quid is a lot of food for just a coffee, right? That's like 2 battered sausages at the Chippies. I love battered sausages. I only get it like once a year, maybe. Sweet coconut rum. Yeah. That must be what it is. Pretty cheap in the US. Yeah, it might be cheap, but like my sense of prices is skewed a little bit. Because I lived in America for a long time, and a pound is worth more than $1. So when I buy stuff, I'm like, oh hell yeah, only $5. Meanwhile, $5 being like $8 or $9. So I, you know, the odds are against me. But then I see something, so I can buy a lot of stuff for like $10. So when I see booze for like $10, well, 10 pounds, it looks really expensive to me, so I never buy it. I'm cheap. Cheap as hell. You know what I really want right now? I want some mashed potatoes. I didn't eat a lot of dinner. My mom made some spaghetti earlier. I didn't eat a lot of it because she made it really early. It was like, God, I'd only like woken up for a couple hours. Which I take free food when offered because, again, I am very cheap. So I take free food when offered, but it was just a bad time to eat, and I'm kind of hungry right now. I remember pre-COVID when things were affordable in the US. I don't remember pre-COVID. I'm part of the problem. Like, I don't remember what prices were a year ago. I don't remember what prices were a month ago. I vaguely remember, like, Terry's chocolate oranges being £1. And now they're £2. So I imagine everything must have doubled in price, right? I was employed, many, many years ago. So I have a little bit of savings. Again, I live with my parents. Well, no, I live with one of my parents. The other one's in America. Hiding from ICE. Half joking. He's probably fine. He's white and British. They'll probably let him go. If they had the opportunity to kidnap him. But, you know, it's kind of like I don't know. Because, like, they get, like, a bonus for kidnapping people, right? So I don't know if they'd let him go. I don't know. I tell him to stay out of the streets, though. Like, even British tourists are being kidnapped by ICE. So it's like... It's rough. It's rough out there. And he lives in Gulf... Sorry. He lives... I won't finish that sentence. But he lives in a bad place to... That's, like, adjacent to somewhere that ICE is, operating. So occasionally I text him, and I'd be like, have you been kidnapped by ICE yet? But how would I know if he ever did get kidnapped, right? I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't be his phone call. He'd probably tell his, They probably don't even give you a phone call, ICE. They probably just let you disappear and never be seen again. That's the worst part. They're completely lawless. Things have been scary in the US. Yeah. Yeah. My country is full of, like, false flags, transphobia, pandering to Israel. I hate it here. But I have nowhere else to go, because the only other place to go is worse. We can't all marry Scandinavians, unfortunately. That's a joke. But you know, if the opportunity arose. You know what? The UK is fucking garbage, right? But you can't marry someone into like a UK green card. Which is like, what is the point of, like, honestly, like, never start a relationship with a British person. Like, it's not worth it. Well, I mean, technically you can get a green card from marrying someone, but you have to, like, meet, you have to, like, make a certain amount of money. So either your spouse has to be really rich to, like, cover for both of the shared incomes, or you have to somehow magically, like, have a job in the UK anyway, in which case, what is the point of, like, marrying a British person in the first place? And sorry, I mean, unless you like them, I suppose, but they're British, so how much could you really like them? Sorry. But anyway, yeah, the requirements for, like, getting a UK green card are awful. Really awful. Sorry British people. Yeah, I can't even say I really like British people, because they're always trying to run me over in their stupid cars. And they get mad at me for it. They get mad if you don't, like, thank them for not running you over. Pisses me the fuck off. I'm just like, I'm not thanking you for choosing not to murder me, you piece of fucking shit. Anyway, that's how I feel about British people. That's my experience in this country, in a nutshell. That's it. I need to make a YouTube video about how much I hate British drivers. Dun, dun. Okay, I was almost run over the other day, and that was kind of my fault. But they were turning really slow, so if they had chosen to run me over, it still probably would have been their fault. But every other time, I swear it's their fault. Bunch of assholes. Anyway, it's 4 AM. My break has turned into wanting to go to sleep now. Driving in the US is just as infuriating and scary. Yeah, but in the US you have to drive. In the UK, it's like you can walk places, but like the drivers are still assholes. Like if you tried to walk anywhere in the US, they would probably just run you over anyway. For daring to try. Alright. I think it's time for me to go to bed. Useful's gonna finish editing the video tomorrow, but I'm probably not gonna post it till Saturday. Just so that I have time to make some shorts and things. Let's go over the scenes. Alright, scene 1. When it loads. Let's just go over the scenes quickly. I'm asking Clip to do a lot right now. It's not happy with me. He's not the happiest. I did time out scene 1, so we can actually watch scene 1. I won't try to open the rest because Clip is clearly not happy with me. Not happy with this file size at all. Come on, Clip, you can do it. There we are. Okay, so I did time this one out so we can watch this. It may not play though because it's gonna be really slow. Oh, that's not right. Okay, I didn't time this one out then. He turned around too fast. Yeah, unfortunate. But yeah, but like well, anyway, when it's timed correctly, there's like a flash, and then oh wait, can I turn the keyframes on? Let me check. I probably fucked it up. Yeah, yeah, I think I fucked it up because of all the different frames. Let's turn the keyframe on. See how it looks anyway. Okay, so Let me just quickly, maybe I can fix this real quick. Scene 1. I just have to turn these off for a second. Let me undo that because I feel like I was. Where am I? I'm over here. How do I do this? I forget. Oh, the keyframes are on. Let me turn that off for a second. I can turn these off. I'm pretty sure deleting the frame doesn't delete the actual thing. Okay, then turn keyframes back on. Okay, so there's like a flash, and then Asta comes in, and then it sort of pans over. Da, 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 da. Oh, I didn't turn the keyframe for the pan back on. Hold on. 1 second. Turn that back on. No, not that one. Come here. This one. There we go. Okay, so this flash, Asta comes in, and then it pans over. Oh, that's the wrong Vox frame, but anyway, Fox is there. And then they chat for a while. Let's turn the Vox frame. Da, 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 da. Where are we? Turn these off. Ah, it's got the keyframes on. Okay, 1 second. Turn these frames off. I put them all together so that I could like edit them really easily. Huh, keyframes off, but it doesn't seem like... Okay, there we go. Come on, clip. Stop being butthead. Alright, and delete these for a minute. Okay. And then turn the keyframe back on. Okay, please work. There's a flash, Asta comes in, and then there's a pan, and Vox is there chatting to him. And then somewhere along the line here, I have some other frames where I can like change the expressions. Let's turn off the keyframes. You have to do all of this before doing the keyframes, apparently. Unfortunately. Let's see if I can like undo deleting all the frames. Let's put the Alice ones back in as well. Okay, I think that's all of them. And then I can kind of show you them individually. There's a walking one. Look to the right. A little dainty cough, and then they turn around. And this one, oh, you can't see Vox. I think he's off to the side. Do 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 do. There you go. That's some Vox frames. Just kind of chatting. What's happened there? Don't know about that one. Then they turn around. What happened to... Deleted that by accident, it seems. I wonder if I did that. Yeah, there we go. It's back now. Apparently I just delete shit by accident all the time. What's the last thing I did for this drawing? Make sure I didn't delete anything else. Where's my history? There we go. Correct line width. Okay, and then I started fucking with the keyframes. So yeah. Alright. Look pretty good. Good enough to go sleep. Alright. I'll end stream and I'll save off stream. Alright, good night everyone. Have a lovely evening or good sleep or good morning if you're far enough away. Bye bye.